Hello there. My name is Roger Weitzel, and I am a retired engineer. And now I am taking on the challenge of being a math teacher. And this is going to be a great adventure. I'm going to try to make math fun, and I hope we're going to enjoy this session. I would like to share my screen now, so let's see if I can do that. All right. Hopefully you can see the problem here. This comes from the SAT test or an example that might be on the SAT test. And this particular problem says that we have changes in the stock price. One year it goes up 20%, the next year it comes down by 25%, and the next year it goes up by 60%. So what we're going to try to do here is to figure out the total gain after the 3 years. So let's make a little graph of what we're trying to do here. So I am going to make some lines here. So first of all, I'm just going to make a horizontal line there. And what that's going to represent is a stock price of $100. All right, what we're going to represent now is the stock is going to go up by 20% the first year, and then it's going to come down by 25% the next year, and then the third year we're going to have a big year, it's going to go up by 60%. So we had an up year, a down year, an up year. So what we want to figure out is how much was this total gain over the 3 years. So let's see if we can figure out this point, and this point. We're starting at $100. Now the stock price isn't that important because we're dealing in percentages. I wanted a number that was really easy to work with. This is about the price of Disney stock, so let's just pretend that we're buying Disney stock. And let's make our first calculation. So let's go to our little formula here. What we want is to take our original price of $100 and we're going to add to that 20%. And we want to know what that's going to equal. All right, we know that 20% of 100 is $20, but we're going to work out our formula here so we can do it 3 times. So if we want to know what 20% of 100 is, we're going to take 100 and we're going to multiply it by 20%. But when we do arithmetic, we need to put this in the form of a decimal. So I'm going to change the 20% to a decimal, which is 0.2. And we know that that's going to equal $20. Now, what we're going to do is to take our original number, we're going to add $20, and we're going to come up with a resulting amount of $120. So we'll just stick that right here, $120. All right, the next year goes down by 25%. Now, bear in mind, we have a new reference point. So now what we want is to take the 120 and subtract 25%. And that's going to be a new calculation here. So now we're going to take 125 and we're going to multiply that by the percentage, which is going to be 0.25, and 0.25 is the same as a quarter. I screwed up here. That should be 120. A quarter of 120 is going to be $30. And so our resulting formula is going to be 120 minus $30, and that's going to give us a resulting amount of $90. So right down here, we know that the amount is $90. All right, now we're going to go up the last year by 60%. 90 is our new reference, so this time we're going to take $90 and we're going to say plus 60%. And what's that going to equal? Again, we want to know what is our 60%. So we're going to take, now we're doing 90 times 0.6. Again, the 0.6 is 60% as a decimal is 0.6. And that's going to give us a resulting value of $54. Now, we're going to add that to our previous value. So we're going to have $90 plus $54 is equal to $144. So right up here, our amount is going to be $144. All right, if we look at our overall problem here, we started at 100, we ended up at 144, so we want to know what amount of gain we had over the 3-year period. So that's just going to be 144 minus 100, which means that our total gain was 44. If we want to calculate the percentage, that's going to be $44 divided by $100, and that is going to be, if we convert that into percent, that's going to be 44%. 44%. So our total gain over this time period, we went up 20, we went down 25%, we went up 60%. The total gain from here to here is 44%. And it happens to be one of our answers here. So we have done this problem correctly. We know that our answer is 44%. And I want to thank you for participating with my very first online lecture. Have a great day.